Ladies and gentlemen, you know what time it is. It is time to review another handheld console. This one really surprised me. So we're going to go check out the quality of the emulation in the games, and then we will come back over here and I will give you my final thoughts. Let's go and get right into it. So ladies and gentlemen, this is the Anbernic RG Cube XX. And right away you can see this console has a pretty different shape than the other little handheld consoles that we normally see. So quickly, here is it compared to my Nintendo Switch OLED. And you can see it's a little bit bigger than the consoles that we normally review. And now here's it compared to my Nintendo Switch OLED. I gotta say, this console, even though it's like a pretty strange shape, it is very, very comfortable. And on the top, I don't know if the camera will pick it up, but this has like little ridges or some kind of pattern on it, so it makes it really comfortable to press the actual buttons. So before we actually start playing some ROMs, I want to show you this really cool thing they have in the settings. And right here, as you can see, these are pretty much the same exact thumbsticks that come on a Nintendo Switch, but there's an LED setting, and it's pretty cool. So when you do this, it actually moves around wherever you're pressing it. And I don't ever use these with the LED lights on, but that is a pretty cool feature, so I just wanted to show you that quickly. So as you can see, this console comes with quite a few of the best gaming consoles on it. Nintendo DS, PlayStation 1, PSP, N64. I don't know what this is. Yeah, I'm not sure what that is. Dreamcast, and then we have all the other stuff down here that you might want. Game Boy Advance, Game Boy Color, Sega Game Gear, Sega Genesis. They even have Sega Saturn, and they even have the Virtual Boy, because why not? So depending on whatever console you're playing on here, the screen will actually emulate that console. And this is the first console, I'm saying console quite a bit, that has that feature so far, and I find that really cool. The Tony Hawk ports on Game Boy Advance are some of the best ports of all time, because if you've ever played any of the Tony Hawk games, you know how faithful of a remake, or I guess port, it is, and it's so freaking impressive. They basically made it one for one. All they did is change the screen to, I think, isometric is what this is. And it's so freaking incredible. Like, if you've ever played any of these games, you'll know exactly what to do, where to go, and how to jump in. This console's obviously going to have no issues playing Game Boy Advance, right? So now that we're playing a Sega game, it made it like an old school TV, and that is so freaking cool. I always like to play Sonic games just because the screen is moving so fast. This is a very old game. This is on Sega or Sega Genesis, whatever. If it can't play Sega, then these consoles don't have any use at all. Like, there's no point of even mentioning it. But as you can see, it runs and looks absolutely beautiful. It runs perfectly. And yeah, I have to go and show you other stuff, or I will just sit here and play Sonic all night because I freaking love Sonic. So now, ladies and gentlemen, we have to play some PlayStation 1. And you can see we have this old school TV right here. And that is such just a cool little personal touch that they did on this console. So the game that I'm playing is Yu-Gi-Oh! Forbidden Memories. I think that's what it's called. And this was the very first Yu-Gi-Oh! Game I ever played. And it still holds up incredibly freaking well. Oh no, I didn't want to put it face down. Can I stop? We want to attack. We got to attack. Let's see. I don't remember doing some of this stuff back in the day, but oh well. Let's see. Will we beat it? Of course we will. This is a PlayStation 1 game, but it holds up so freaking well. I said that already earlier, but when I'm not reviewing this console, I am going to try to play through this entire game because I could not beat it when I was a little kid. I remember when I was a kid, you could like put cards on top of other cards and it would try to fuse them and make new stuff. Yeah, it would never make sense, right? If you know anything about Yu-Gi-Oh, that shouldn't be possible. But I remember doing this with my cousin all the time. We would just mix cards and see what you would get. So now, ladies and gentlemen, let's play something a little bit more taxing. PS1 and Game Boy Advance, all of that's fine. But Dreamcast, if they can play Dreamcast games, then we are good to go. All right, this is the OG Soul Calibur. I am not that good at fighting games, but I think we will do just fine, right? I actually don't know any of the Soul Calibur characters. The only thing I really remember from Soul Calibur is I think when it was on the GameCube, you could play as Link, if I'm not mistaken. And then on the Xbox version, you got somebody else, like maybe Spawn? I don't know why I'm thinking Spawn. Maybe Master Chief? I don't know. Wow. I haven't played this game probably in 20 years, and it holds up so damn well. But as you can see, we're having no issue at all playing Dreamcast. Yeah, so you can see, this works incredibly well. So what are my final thoughts? I actually have to keep looking at the name. About the Anbernic RG Cube XX. I don't know how I feel about the name, but how do I feel about the console? Well, first, let me give you a few stats. The screen, I actually really enjoy, and it's a 4-inch screen. I think normally some of these smaller consoles have a 3.5-inch screen, so this screen isn't that much bigger, but it seems bigger, and that's all that really matters, right? So when I review these consoles, I just review them as how they come straight out of the box. And this one comes with a bunch of games loaded on it already. But what if you wanted to load more games on this? Well, this console actually comes standard with 32 gigabytes of storage, but it has the capabilities to have up to, I think, 556 gigabytes of storage, 500 and something. So quickly, let's talk about the battery for a moment. On some of the consoles that I review that are in the same style, on the higher end, they will have 8 and I think even 10 hours of battery. This console only has 6.5 hours of battery. I mean, it's really not the biggest deal, right? You're probably not going to sit here and play this console for 6 hours. I would like to see the battery a little bit longer, like 8-hour range, but 6.5 hours is passable. You know what I mean? It's perfectly fine. So I know this is a me problem, right? But my hands are absolutely freaking massive. So a lot of these smaller consoles, they're not that comfortable. And like I said, it's a me problem. But the way this console is rounded right here, as you can see, it just rounds over. Your hands are gripping it like that, so my fingers never mash into each other. I don't think my hands have actually touched each other on the back one time using this console. And that is a great thing. And 100%, without a doubt, this is the most comfortable console I have reviewed so far. It's even more comfortable than my Switch, and like a lot more comfortable than my Switch. So that's pretty crazy. It's really strange. I don't know how to describe it. It's almost big and small at the same exact time. Like when you look at it compared to your Switch, you're like, yeah, that's a smaller console. But when I look at it compared to the other little handheld consoles to review, it seems bigger. And I think it's actually the shape. It's like a super wide shape, and then having these lumps or these hills on the back, maybe it just seems bigger how you're holding it. And without a doubt, the most important feature is the quality and the way it plays the games. Some of these consoles will come with games, but it can't really play those games, or if it can play them, it doesn't play them well. This console can play every single game on it perfectly. No lag, no stutter, no messed up audio. I think it's the highest quality that I've been sent so far. So that is an amazing thing. And you might not actually know this, but whenever they send me these consoles, I never know how expensive they're going to be. So whenever I'm making these videos is when I first learn how expensive these consoles are. So I was thinking, this console, very comfortable, super high quality, can play all the games. I'm thinking maybe $120, you know what I mean? And that's actually a very fair price in my opinion. But no, this console is not even $100. This console is fully priced at $85. But you know I can save you money, and that's what I like to do. So in the description, if you're interested in this console or any of the other consoles I review, there's a link. Go and click that link and then use promo code ROBOT at checkout. And then you will save an additional 10%, maybe even more, because I do all sorts of promos all the time without even telling me. And you know the holidays are coming up. If I was a gamer, which I am, and somebody bought this console for me as a gift, I would be so freaking happy. So if you have a gamer in your family, or a friend who's a gamer, or you just know somebody who's a gamer and you don't know what to get them, or maybe they have everything, this is the perfect console to get them. Whenever I do these reviews, I like to do pros and cons about the console. This is the very first time I actually have 0 cons about this console. I have 0 complaints. I don't want to say it's perfect, but it kind of is. It's a high quality console that's very comfortable, that has amazing quality when you're playing the games, and it's very cheap. I mean, what more could you ask for? If you go on my channel, you'll see I have a playlist where I review all these consoles, and you can watch those and then watch this review and compare them, and you'll see this console is low-key perfect. And yeah, I don't think I need to say any more. So in the comments below, let me know what you guys are thinking. I'd love to hear your thoughts and opinions. If you have some way somehow made it to this part of the video, just know I really appreciate your support. It really means the world to me. I actually have a few more of these consoles coming in the mail right now. I just moved, so some of them got sent to the old address and we're coming to the new address. So I'm trying to figure all that out, but I don't think they could be better than this. I just don't know how it'd be possible. So time will tell. But you guys know me, I will see you very soon with a new video. Peace out.